We are kicking off with Smackdown, as fans hoping for a shorter show will be disappointed, at least for now, as new information suggests the show could remain a 3-hour event into early June 2025. That's despite previous reports that suggested that WWE planned to change Smackdown back into a more digestible 2-hour show starting from June 6th. According to PWInsider.com, internal listings at the USA Network still show Smackdown scheduled for the extended runtime during the first few weeks of June. While it's possible these listings are outdated, the detail has sparked renewed speculation over whether WWE and USA Network are reconsidering the timeline. The third hour was added earlier this year when SmackDown returned to USA Network, originally as a temporary experiment, though it hasn't received unanimous support backstage. Members of WWE's production and creative teams believe the longer show has led to weaker pacing, filler content, and creative fatigue for WWE's Blue brand. Rather than using the additional hour to elevate new talent, the time has often been filled with filler segments and has drawn comparisons to Raw when that show added an hour in 2012. Whether the format sticks long-term or WWE reverts after WrestleMania season remains to be seen, but for now, the Blue brand appears to be staying as a 3-hour event. Do you think WWE should return to a 2-hour SmackDown, or is the 3-hour format working? Share your thoughts in the comments below. During this week's Raw, Zoey Stark suffered a leg injury that forced her to leave a triple threat match in which the victor would earn a spot in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This was a huge setback for Stark, who is trying to find herself after the releases of her allies Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler, and fans have been sharing their support on social media. On Twitter, Stark was grateful for the love and support, which she said means more to me than you'll ever know, and said the thing that hurts the most is knowing she can't wrestle for now. Nevertheless, Stark believes that the comeback is greater than the setback, and her message came mere minutes after Chris Featherstone shared that Stark will have an MRI and surgery. Stark faced Rhea Ripley and the returning Kairi Sane in the match, and on Wrestling Observer Radio, it was shared that her injury forced WWE to change plans on the fly. While Ripley was always set to get the win, Sane wasn't supposed to be pinned in her first match back, but since Stark wasn't able to continue, WWE had to have Kairi take the L. Kairi lost, Ripley advanced to the PLE, and there's no word on when Stark will be back, but we are wishing her a full and speedy recovery from this setback. After his crushing loss at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes appeared heartbroken as he walked away without the undisputed WWE Championship. Many fans anticipated he'd quickly address the defeat and outline his next steps, but Cody's been missing from WWE programming for over a month. To make things more puzzling, although he was advertised for last week's SmackDown, he never showed up, sparking even more questions among the WWE universe. Now, a new photo of the American Nightmare has surfaced online. He was spotted alongside his wife Brandi Rhodes and others outside Epic Universe in Orlando. Interestingly, this location is just about 2 hours from Tampa, Florida, the same city set to host Saturday night's main event this weekend. This unexpected sighting has added fuel to the hot rumor currently making the rounds. Reports suggest the WWE booked a non-title match between R-Truth and John Cena at the event for a very particular reason: to pave the way for Cody Rhodes to interfere and cost Cena the victory. Of course, this is just speculation for now, but Cody's proximity to the event has only intensified the buzz. WWE is known for swerves and surprises, and while a dramatic return by Cody would certainly shake things up, the company could just as easily choose a different route and save his return for a more high-profile moment. What do you think? Should WWE go all in and have Cody return by shocking Cena and the fans this weekend, or hold off for something bigger down the line? Drop your thoughts below. We want to hear what you think. Despite being away from WWE television for nearly 2 years, Brock Lesnar continues to be one of the most talked about names in the wrestling world. Despite his time away, Brock Lesnar continues to fuel headlines and fan chatter across social media. A recent photo of Lesnar has sparked fresh buzz online. Pictured alongside his wife Sable, the former Universal Champion is seen with noticeably longer hair, a surprising new look for the man once known for his trademark buzz cut. However, Lesnar's appearance isn't the only reason he's making headlines. The Beast Incarnate is currently entangled in legal issues that have reportedly put his WWE future on hold. According to multiple reports, the company may not move forward with bringing him back until those matters are fully settled. While there is no official word on his return, Lesnar seems to be enjoying his time away from the ring. Whether it's a comeback or a continued break, one thing is certain: Brock Lesnar remains an enduring figure in the world of professional wrestling, and fans aren't done talking about him just yet. This week, it was reported that Roman Reigns is in talk for a live-action Street Fighter film, and it's been revealed that he's being eyed for one of the franchise's most iconic characters. According to Fightful Select, Reigns is in early discussions to portray Akuma, the demonic powerhouse known for his supernatural strength, glowing red hair, and deadly martial arts style. Introduced in Super Street Fighter II Turbo, Akuma is a ruthless villain whose signature moves, like the Raging Demon, have made him a fan favorite despite being a villain. Casting Reigns in such a role would be a bold move, but one that could bring serious star power to the adaptation, which is rumored to also feature some notable names. Directed by Kitao Sakurai of Bad Trip, the film remains largely under wraps, but with Jason Momoa, Andrew Koji, and Noah Centineo reportedly attached, the reboot is shaping up to be a huge deal. On the post-WrestleMania edition of Raw, Rusev made his long-awaited return, but despite a couple of weeks targeting Alpha Academy, fans are waiting for a full feud for the Bulgarian. That could change soon, as according to PW Insider, WWE is reportedly planning a full-blown program between Rusev and Sheamus, who also returned to Raw this year after an injury. Sheamus and Rusev have serious history, with Rusev winning his first of 3 United States Championships in November 2014 from Sheamus, ending the Irish Star's second reign. They later aligned as part of the League of Nations with Alberto Del Rio and King Barrett from late 2015 to April 2016, but now fans can expect the two Europeans to battle once again. Do you think Sheamus is the right pick as Rusev's first feud back? How would you like to see the AEW alum be booked now that he's a WWE superstar once more? Let us know down in the comments. Over to AEW, and while Will Ospreay didn't mention Triple H by name during this week's AEW Dynamite, his actions said plenty during the show. During a face-off with Hangman Page to hype their Owen Hart Foundation tournament final at Double or Nothing, Ospreay sipped a beer and spat water into the air Triple H style. The reference wasn't called out on air, but fans online quickly connected the dots, and this isn't the first time that Ospreay and WWE's chief content officer have been linked. Ospreay previously said on Insight that Triple H was talking about me, referencing past criticisms Triple H made about some wrestlers avoiding the grind of WWE's schedule. Ospreay later fired back on AEW TV, saying Triple H got to the top by grinding on the boss's daughter, a remark he later admitted may have crossed a line. The Dynamite exchange also focused on personal stakes and legacy, as Page shared how he needs this win to earn his family's respect. Ospreay spoke of his constant travel and his desire to bring the AEW World title into Forbidden Door in London, and winning the title would make him the first UK-born AEW World Champion. The Owen Hart Cup final will now headline Double or Nothing, with the winner earning a shot at the AEW World title at Allin on July 12th at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Now, Bianca Belair has been missing since WrestleMania 41, where she suffered a finger injury during what was the first loss she's taken at WWE's biggest annual event. Neither WWE nor Belair have officially announced when she'll be back, but it turns out that the EST's return may just be a matter of days away. On WWE's events page, Belair is advertised for the upcoming episode of Smackdown, and while we don't know what role she'll have, she could be in a Money in the Bank qualifier. Already, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Roxanne Perez have qualified for the women's match, and having Belair join the fold could add another major star to the June 7th PLE. SmackDown will also see Julia, Charlotte Flair, and Zelina Vega battle for a spot in the ladder match, and we'll have to see what role Belair plays if her return indeed comes this week. Last month, Booker T spawned a lot of attention when it appeared that he was asleep at the Hall of Fame ceremony, though Booker has since claimed he didn't nod off. Well, at this week's NXT, a fan captured a photo of Booker seemingly asleep at the commentary table and shared that this pic was taken during the Obafemi Miles Bourne segment. To be fair, it may be that Booker just closed his eyes for a second, and this photo was taken at an unfortunate time, though it's easy to see why some believe he may have fallen asleep. While Booker said last month that he was praying, he's yet to offer an explanation this time around, and we'll have to see if the drowsy legend has anything to say about this week's show. More from AEW Dynamite now, as in tag team action, Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Hobbs took on Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks. The finish saw Samoa Joe lock Nick Jackson in a coquina clutch, while Swerve rolled up Matt Jackson for the 3 count. Moxley stormed in post-match and delivered a brutal Death Riders assault on the babyfaces until Katsuyori Shibata made a surprise return, only to be met by Marina Shafir's low blow. Shafir was flattened by a pounce from Willow Nightingale, while Kenny Omega arrived and delivered tiger suplexes to Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Matt Jackson, followed by a V-trigger to Matt. This was an exciting preview of Anarchy in the Arena, as the energy never dipped and every performer delivered in the fast-paced trios contest as well as after the match. Joe looked as sharp as ever, Swerve and the Young Bucks showed glimpses of chemistry that AEW has barely tapped into, and Moxley's work with Hobbs also stood out. It's still unclear exactly which members from each faction will compete at Anarchy in the Arena, but any combination, especially one involving Willow, feels promising. Later in the show, the Young Bucks accused Samoa Joe of being a liar, only to be interrupted by the Samoan submission machine himself, who arrived with a trash can. Another brawl ensued between those destined for Anarchy in the Arena, and momentum shifted when Gabe Kidd arrived and blindsided Samoa Joe with a briefcase. The melee culminated in a huge spot, the Young Bucks diving onto Omega and Swerve through tables at ringside in a segment that felt starkly different to the fight brought early in the show. Everyone got their shots in, but it was Kidd, someone not even slated to compete in Anarchy in the Arena, who was the difference maker, and there's nothing stopping him from doing the same again. The babyface side has time to recalibrate and bring in support, perhaps Eddie Kingston if he's cleared, as Kidd was the one who put Kingston on the shelf last year. Darby Allin is another possibility if he's back from Everest in time, while Bryan Danielson could return if ready, though Hook is the most likely option, albeit an underwhelming one when compared to the others. Smart Mark Sterling oversaw the official signing of MJF into the Hurt Syndicate, with MVP Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley also putting pen to paper. Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara interrupted, with Rhodes reminding the Hurt Syndicate that they were day one guys and had faced worse than Benjamin or Lashley. The segment had an awkward tone, albeit a deliberate one, as there was building tension as if something might unravel at any moment, especially for MJF. Despite the tension, the signing went off without incident, at least for now, but as to what exactly was in the contract, that remains a mystery for the time being. With that segment concluded, attention turned to the upcoming AEW Tag Team Championship match at Double or Nothing. While the feud between the Hurt Syndicate and the Sons of Texas has felt rushed, Dustin effectively conveyed the emotional stakes of being day one guys taking on newer signings. Guevara, on the other hand, was notably silent, though this may be due to his natural ability to rile up fans and the risk of an unfavorable reaction for the babyface tag team. Karrion Kross has been impressing fans for months in WWE, and recently the former NXT champion revealed plans for a major change that he had wanted to make. In a candid moment during his May 21st appearance on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, Karrion Kross shared a touching plan that never came to fruition. While joking about his former buzz cut look, Kross revealed that he almost shaved his head in December to donate his hair to a charity that creates wigs for children experiencing hair loss. I actually almost shaved my head in December. I was going to donate my hair to a charity for kids suffering from hair loss. Kross added that WWE supported the idea, but wanted to tie it into a storyline, which ultimately didn't materialize due to timing conflict, resulting in Kross making a change in a different way. Instead of donating his hair, Kross made a good donation of money and added that he continues to work with the organization privately. Around WrestleMania 41, there was fan speculation that Kross would be Randy Orton's mystery opponent, but it's since been said that Joe Hendry was always planned to replace Kevin Owens. On the podcast, Kross made clear that nobody ever suggested that he was in the running, and he knew not to be so condescending as to tell creative that he should be in the match. Ultimately, Kross didn't face the Viper, but fans expect him to have a bigger role to come, with or without his hair donning his head. Do you think WWE missed an opportunity to turn Kross's charity haircut into a meaningful story? Share your thoughts in the comments. Earlier this month, Darby Allin completed his climb of Mount Everest, and a massive accomplishment for the former TNT champion. Now it's believed that Allin is expected to return to AEW television in about a month, just in time to build towards Allin, Texas. Responding to a fan Q&A which saw the topic of Allin's return window be discussed, WrestleVotes said Allin will be back to push for Allin, so I'd say a month or so. Allin is scheduled for July 12th and is shaping up to be a huge event, with fans expecting a renewed feud between Allin and Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. Their history and chemistry suggest another explosive showdown could be on the horizon, one that could see Allin capture the richest prize in AEW. At this weekend's Battleground, Joe Hendry will put the TNA World Championship on the line against Trick Williams, and the Scottish star is training hard for the match. On Twitter, Hendry shared a photo alongside CM Punk and Ace Steel and shared that he was learning from the best ahead of this title showdown with Williams. Trick and Hendry have gotten physical several times now, including on this week's WWE NXT, which came after both delivered some musical barbs about one another. Trick has declared himself the biggest name in WWE, NXT, and TNA wrestling, but Hendry won't hold back in keeping the TNA World title away from the former NXT champion. Last week, Hulk Hogan underwent neck fusion surgery, the latest surgery the Hulkster has had, and now we have a major update on his condition. On his 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff discussed Hogan's surgery and claimed that while Hogan may not head back to work just yet, he's already seeing major improvements. I don't know about the back to work part. I mean, he's taking phone calls. He flew in on Tuesday night, had surgery early Wednesday morning. It was a several-hour surgery. They were working on the discs in his neck, but they had to go in front through his neck to get to them. But from what I've heard from one of the people that works closely to him on a daily basis was that coming out of the surgery for the first time in a long time, he could actually feel his hands. It's amazing that he's still walking. It shocks me that he's still capable of walking. He's kind of a fighter, and he's digging in. Hogan's surgery came after he and Bischoff announced Real American Freestyle, a new wrestling promotion that will professionalize freestyle wrestling. The company's first event is set to happen later this year, and whatever comes, at least Hogan will be able to enjoy having feeling in his hands as he holds the future of his new company. Do you think Real American Freestyle will be a success, or is this a passing fad for Hogan that will fail to gain mainstream attention? Share your thoughts down in the comments section. For some time, Mina Shirakawa has impressed fans on AEW programming, but now the former Stardom competitor is officially All Elite. On Twitter, Tony Khan confirmed that Shirakawa has signed with AEW and hyped up her Women's World title match as she hopes to dethrone Toni Storm at Double or Nothing. Back to WWE, as a familiar name is heading back to the company, but in a new role that won't see them appearing on the promotion's programming. According to PWInsider.com, former WWE Tag Team Champion Doug Basham is expected to return in June 2025 as a guest coach at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Previously rumored to be in discussions with WWE, Basham now appears set to help train the next generation of stars and has plenty of experience to do just that. Best known for his time in the early to mid-2000s as part of the Basham brothers, Doug, alongside Danny, held the WWE Tag Team titles twice and played a key role in JBL's cabinet. With NXT evolving under Triple H's leadership, veterans like Basham bring a valuable blend of experience and insight to the developmental program. On Dynamite, Mercedes Moné and Jamie Hayter attempted to keep things civil during their sit-down with Renee Paquette, and both made strong cases for why they need to win the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. Hayter brought up Moné's recent loss of the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, which led to Moné attacking first, but Hayter had the last word as she laid her out with a Haterade. Hayter delivered a poised and passionate promo articulating why she cannot afford to lose this match, while Moné emphasized what sets her apart from everybody else. A win for Moné sets her up for a showdown with Toni Storm, the biggest women's match AEW could currently book, but a Hayter win would put her back at the top of the division. Either result makes a lot of sense, and while Hayter is the fan favorite choice, this is a match that could truly go either way. On Dynamite, Mina Shirakawa struggled to keep the advantage against Julia Hart, but eventually got the win, only to be attacked by Hart and Sky Blue before being saved by Toni Storm. After the match, Mina and Storm wrestled over the Women's World title, culminating in Shirakawa snapping and wrapping Storm around the steel post with a figure 4 leg lock. Ricochet battled Anthony Bowens on Dynamite, and when it appeared the acclaimed alum would win, Ricochet used the gold scissors and the spirit gun to seal the victory. Post-match, Mark Briscoe came out with a stretcher and teased hitting Ricochet with a froggy bow onto it, but the one and only escaped. And that was this week's Dynamite, and what did you make of the show? Let us know in the comments